Matt, you know America can always use more plumbers and electricians, but who really wants to shovel that, right?
I think if given the choice, salary aside, I would go for electrician over plumber.
I think you're not the only one.
Yeah.
According to this new survey for dream jobs for teenagers, YouTuber is ranked number one. So we're all going to be sitting in the dark on broken toilets.
Watching YouTube. Oh, man. Yeah, not surprised.
Not surprised. Okay, so the top 5 overall: YouTuber, doctor or nurse, professional athlete, musician, and actor or actress.
Yeah, reach for the stars,
Right?
So what was one of those ones in there that wasn't that exciting? Oh, yeah, doctor or nurse.
Yeah.
That can be kind of a depressing job right there.
I think so.
But very rewarding. Very rewarding.
Also in the top 10, scientist, cop, teacher, member of the military is all in there as well.
Interesting. Cop, no fireman, no firefighter?
Nope, no firefighter on there.
What? What's going on over there?
I don't know.
Kids would rather be cops than firefighters?
According to this survey.
I've got a friend who's a firefighter. I don't want to name drop him, but he said the firefighters far and away get better treats brought to them by the general public than the cops do.
Really?
And that he thinks maybe the cops resent the firefighters almost for that one thing. Yeah.
Because they get treats?
Yeah, because people show up and they're like, hey, here you go, and confectionaries and all that stuff. I feel like I'm remembering this correctly, that he felt with a high degree of confidence that the firehouse got a lot more treats from the general public than the cops.
But if you work in the police station and some little old lady brings in a tray of goodies right around Christmas time or any time and just says, thanks for your service, how do you know that little old lady's cookies aren't going to give you diarrhea because you locked up her grandson or didn't write a ticket when she was in a hit and run?
Diarrhea.
I feel like there's a little bit more skepticism at the police station, like, we're going to have these cookies tested. Whereas the firefighters are going to be like, yeah, cookies.
They're not going to poison us. Come on.
Right. I used to bartend in Strawberry Hill in Kansas City, Kansas, and a lot of firefighters would come in, and they were like, it was a core group of firefighters. It wasn't like just randoms, but they were a good crowd. They were good, fun-loving guys. And then I was in a car accident, and there were some KCK firefighters that came there, and they were like trying to be all serious. I'm like, listen, I drink beer with enough of you KCK firefighters. Like, is there somebody else who can help me? I do not feel safe. It wasn't
nice.
mean. I was trying to be funny.
Right.
But that was not the same crowd, and they didn't think I was being funny. So I was like, well, I need to get back to Strawberry Hill, get back to my crew of firefighters, because these guys don't think I'm funny.
It's not like your femur was sticking out of your leg or anything, right?
No. Just concussion, had to ride in the ambulance. It's fine.
They
didn't know if that was me talking or the concussion talking. Either way, not funny.
How many ambulance rides have you had?
2, 3.
3. So the time when the illegally parked Blazer, right, was at the bottom of the hill and you broke your jaw when your face smacked into it.
Broke my jaw. Yeah.
And then this car accident.
Mm-hmm.
What's the other one?
I had to be taken from my home to the hospital because I was having issues at home, and we had a baby, and Monty couldn't leave the baby to take me to the hospital, and I couldn't drive myself, so he had to call 911.
Okay. Damn.
Yeah, so he had to stay at the house until somebody could stay with the baby, and then he met me at the hospital, like half hour later. Yeah, so 3 ambulance rides.
That's a pretty good.
Is that a lot?
I have 0, and I'd like that number to stay there, but I don't know.
Right.
I've just become more recently aware of like, you know what your number one job is, Matt? Stay alive.
Yeah.
And more and more on the highway. I'm like, these people are all going like 70, 75, 80, sometimes 100 miles an hour all around me. Don't die, don't die, don't die, don't die. So yeah, hopefully I don't end up in an ambulance.
But you're in the right lane when you're having those thoughts, right? You're not sitting in the left lane?
Correct. I am sitting in the right as well as the correct lane. Yes, the rightmost. Or the middle lane if it's a 3-lane.
Yeah.
Hate it when people pass on the right.
Really? No, but if you're going slow in the middle, I'll pass you on the right.
You should pass on the left.
You should, but if you can't, you pass on the right.
Yeah, if you can't, but I think plenty of people pass on the right when the left is wide open.
Oh, no, I don't pass when it's wide open.
What do you mean?
So
like you're in the middle lane.
I'm sorry, if I don't pass on the right, if the left is wide open.
Oh, okay.
Yes, but I will pass on the right on a 2-lane if you are driving slow in the fast lane.
So I've recently developed a theory on this, people passing on the right when the left is wide open. Especially like you pass on the right, there's a good chance you're going to run into someone who's going slower than I am on a 3-lane. And like, or you're going to just violently cut in front of me, aren't you? Like, yep, there you go. So I watched, this is such a dork moment here. I watched this deal on YouTube about line management at Disney World.
Okay.
And how they've tried to...
Because you're going to Disney World soon?
No, just because it looked interesting.
I'm sorry, I couldn't avoid it.
Hey,
okay.
I said ahead of time that I knew that I was implicating myself by saying this. And so they talked about how, they've tried to address this over time using like the Fast Pass and all this different stuff. And they did all kinds of different computer models to see, okay, let's rate this ride a 7, let's rate this ride a 4, let's rate this ride a 10, and then like how those incentives might affect things. And it's very difficult to figure out. But the main point I wanted to mention now was that they said if you are going to an attraction and there's an entrance to the left and there's an entrance to the right, choose the one on the left because most people are right-handed and then are drawn to the right entrance. Isn't that interesting?
In your car?
No, okay, so what I'm trying to extrapolate that to is saying that I'm curious if people have the same thing in their mind when they're passing someone. They're like, oh, I'm right-handed, so I naturally just go to the right when I pass people.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right. I should have completed that thought. Thanks. Thanks for getting me there.
Well, I was thinking about the toll booth, and I was like, well, we all have to go through the toll booth and go on the left, but...
And that's a good point, too. Maybe you could think about it at the grocery store.
Yeah.
I don't know. But anyway, I found that fascinating that they figured out that more people, given the option to go left or right into an attraction, most choose right. Fascinating.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, when we put it into driving... Just, if you're going to go slow, stay on the right and get out of the way.
Yeah, the biggest reason why it's nice to hang out in that middle lane is with traffic merging, right? But
Right.
No, I don't hang out in the left lane. And in fact, there must be people who don't realize that you're not supposed to hang out in that left lane. Like I'm never going to be in the left lane going below the speed limit. But there are plenty of people hanging out in the left lane, I-29, 70-mile-an-hour zone, going like 55.
The Dotte's big time now.
Is it?
It is.
How?
The Dotte, because it's expanded all west and everybody's highfalutin in the Dotte. I lived in the Dotte, but I never had to register my car in Johnson or the Dotte. But I lived in the Dotte. I worked in the Dotte.
Well, why would you register in? Oh, because you were living in Johnson but working in the Dotte?
I was living in Johnson, working in the Dotte, or living in the Dotte, working in Johnson, but my car was always Shawnee. Shawnee County, Kansas.
Topeka Pride. Yup.
Well, when your parents will register it for you, why do you need to? When you don't have a real permanent address, when you change places.
Yep. Oh. Yeah. For those 18-plus-year-olds who are in college or beyond and still using their parents' address and health insurance and all that, enjoy it while it lasts.
I know. Super jealous, right?
I'm not trying to say that in a threatening way. I'm just saying, like, enjoy it. Savor it. Savor it.
Yeah. Because we got booted off when we were, what, 20, 22? I think it was through college.
Yeah, I think you're right.
If we were full-time college. And then it changed to like 25 or 26.
26 now.
I don't know.
Yeah.
26 now? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Unless there's been some pandemic change to that, which I feel like I would have heard about and remembered, but.
Matt, I heard there's a new TV show coming to Disney Plus based on The Goonies.
Hey, you guys.
Right?
How is that? That sounds sloth-like?
That did sound sloth-like.
Do I look sloth-like?
I don't think so. No.
Okay, I think my eyes are close to being on the same level.
No, Matt. No, you don't look like Sloth.
Goonies TV show. Now, was Goonies a Disney movie in the first place?
I don't think it's a Disney movie. Mm-mm.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
No, but Goonies-inspired TV series coming to Disney Plus. It's about a teacher who helps her students recreate the Goonies movie.
Oh.
So, I thought I heard recently that Goonies is one of those movies that has not stood up well as time has passed.
Oh, really? Is there some culturally insensitive thing happening there?
Sloth?
Oh, you don't think Sloth could be a character today?
I don't think so.
Yeah. Okay, that's probably a fair point.
I don't know. But having just read that, I thought it was interesting. Like, oh, they're going to do a Goonies-inspired TV series. Interesting. I wonder how they'll spin it. Will the Fratellis still be in it? Will they... Oh, and what's the other thing with Mouth? He, when he's speaking Spanish to the housekeeper, it's all about drugs and sex toys, I believe.
Oh, God. Yeah, I have not seen Goonies apparently in a very long time. I do not remember that. I need to watch Goonies. Not just because of that item you mentioned, but...
But is there going to be... How can they recreate Mama Fratelli? I mean, is there an actor or actress right now that could pull that off? I mean, John Goodman's too tall, right?
Kathy Bates in makeup, or is she too old at this point?
Oh, she's not too old.
So Kathy Bates, how about that?
Kathy Bates, yeah, maybe.
She'd have to start smoking a couple packs a day. But
there you go.
She could probably get there.
Yeah, so if you are a big fan of Goonies, there's going to be a Goonies-inspired TV series that you can watch with your kids on Disney Plus.
Exciting. Yeah, just continuing the trend of screw it. Screw the new ideas. Let's take old ones and just kind of put a twist on them.
Reunited. Yep, recreate.
Are there any recreations that you've watched, Kate, recently, like within the last few years that you're like, oh yeah, here we go? Like TV shows or movies or whatever from when we were kids, like reboots. Is there anything that you were really into?
I haven't. I saw Ocean's 8, which is the Sandra Bullock with the all-female cast, similar to like an Ocean's 11. That wasn't bad. I'm trying to think. We've been watching a lot of Saved by the Bell at our house.
The original series, though,
on
right?
Peacock, there's the original. Yeah, so we get lots of commercials for the new Saved by the Bell.
Oh yeah, that's right.
But I haven't watched that.
Is that's out though? That's been out for a while, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. On Peacock.
I watched a little bit of The Mandalorian, which is a Star Wars TV show, I guess, on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
But
is that a something? Or is that just a spinoff?
It's basically a spinoff.
Okay.
But not too much else that I can think of. I guess I'm not as much of a sucker for nostalgia as a lot of other people are.
No. And it's just like getting around to it. Like I didn't watch the female Ghostbusters, but
oh yeah,
I do want to see it. I haven't seen the new Ghostbusters movie, but I do want to see it.
The one with Paul Rudd?
Mm-hmm.
There's so many movies, too. I have a hard time watching something if it isn't already including in like one of my streaming packages, you know? You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but I rented a movie last night with the girls.
Oh, yeah?
I thought it was in our streaming package. It wasn't. They'd already watched the trailer, and they're like, we want to watch it. It's like, okay. So I rented from Amazon, $3.99. And I kind of feel like a bad mom when I tell you what movie we watched, but it's not that bad.
Okay, let me see if I can guess.
Okay.
Pulp Fiction.
No.
No. Okay. I give up. I'm out of ideas.
PG-13.
PG-13. A new movie? A new-ish movie?
2017.
2017. I'm not going to be able to guess.
Nope. But it is... I this whole time I'm such a liar, Matt. Yes, we did watch a recreation then. Because it's an Agatha Christie novel, film adaptation, not the original. Gosh, why didn't I think of that? Murder on the Orient Express.
And that was previously a movie?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's what I thought. Interesting. How did they stumble upon the trailer for that?
We watched, I was watching The Crooked House, which is also an Agatha Christie film adaptation. And they caught the last 40 minutes of it. And they're like, that is so good. Can we watch it again? I'm like, no, let's watch something else. And I just searched Agatha Christie and that one came up. And it, the trailer has Imagine Dragons in it. And so they're like, yes, let's watch that.
Kids are really into Imagine Dragons. That's fun.
I mean, they know that song, so.
Did you say it was $3.99?
Yes, $3.99 to rent it for 48 hours.
You ever stumble upon that where you can rent it for $3.99 or you can own it for $4.99?
This was owned for $17.99.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Seems like a lot.
And I thought, I don't really want it that bad.
You ever use Redbox?
Yes. We used to use Redbox a lot for road trips.
Oh, used to?
Yeah. Because we do the DVD in the car.
Oh, that's right.
Drop it off at the next McDonald's.
In the car. How do those DVD in the car players work if you hit a pothole? They do a good job maintaining?
Yeah, they're great. Yeah.
Anti-skip protection?
Oh, yeah. The scratch problem is your children, when they take it from the disc player to the, what you're supposed to put it back in the book and nice and neat, and instead it's on the floor and used as a napkin, and yeah.
Maybe mush it into the back of the chair in front or something.
Right. But the biggest complaint I had about the DVD player in the car was the sound system was pretty lame, and that they gave us not Bluetooth headphones, infrared headphones.
Oh yeah, infrared or RF maybe. Radio frequency headphones?
Where it was a dying technology right when we got it. So, I couldn't just go to Best Buy and get new headphones. I'd have to specifically order them if something went wrong with the ones we had. And if you tried to play it through the car, it wasn't very loud. So you were cranking it the whole way. And yeah, so I just wasn't, but we're also in a 10-year-old car and we haven't used the DVD player for a couple of years.
Yeah, well, kids these days don't appreciate the fact that everyone used to have to watch the same thing. And if you were watching something in the car at all, it was a miracle. But
yeah.
Back in my day.
I know, but I told them I'm not buying any more headphones.
Yeah, because this is Black Beauty.
This is Black Beauty.
Which is your Traverse.
My Travassier.
Travassier. Yeah, hurts my brain to say either one of those now.
Yeah. 2011 Chevy Traverse.
How's that car doing? How's Black Beauty doing these days? It was in rough shape at last check.
She's a $1 million queen. She's got so much money into her. Gosh.
Oh, did you guys go ahead and decide to throw some money at it?
Oh, yeah.
Probably wise.
It's just money, right?
Well, it's probably cheaper than buying a new one right now. It's hard to find a new car, a new potentially used car especially.
Yeah, we looked at, we were looking online at buying a used car, and the middle of the road, third row, Hyundai? Uh-huh. It was, it had 10,000 miles on it.
Damn.
It was a year old, and it was $54,000. Yeah. I was like, I don't even think we'd spend that much on a new one.
How much more is that than it would be a couple of years ago? Do you know?
I don't know.
Okay, but either way, you think that price is jacked up?
Yeah, I think a brand new is $38.40.
Okay, but yeah, good luck finding it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. What a horrible time to buy a car.
Yep.
And for any potential car advertisers who might be listening who want to question that claim, Well, our front office number is 233-8881. And I don't know Doug's extension off the top of my head, but I'm fairly certain it's mentioned pretty early on. And he'll hook you up with somebody.
Right.
Get you some advertising time.
I mean, I bet you, Matt, you could buy a new car at a price that you want. But whether it's the car that you want, you probably can't get a new car. At least I can't get the new car that I want. So I could probably get like a Kia, like a little Jelly Bean.
Might need to befriend a little old lady or something that might be looking to get rid of a car. And who doesn't
a little old lady with a third row and a sunroof. And
yeah. That's what they're driving, right?
That's exactly what little old ladies are driving these days. That's how my brother has this car, though.
Good point. Oh, yeah?
His neighbor, his father-in-law's neighbor passed away. It was a Honda Accord and had like maybe 3,000 miles on it.
Awesome.
And the family was like, do you know anybody? And yes.
Fantastic. That's great. Yeah, there's so many reasons to hit up a little old lady for her car, or older fellow, I suppose, right? Because first
Start
off,
putting in the time. Maybe she'll will you her car. Is that where we're going?
Or maybe she just gets a mobile and she can't drive anymore. You know, she doesn't have to be dead.
Okay, but be nice to her just to get to her car.
Maybe she's a widow. You know, she got an extra car there.
Bring her treats. Put in the time with a relationship just to get her wheels.
I'm not saying you need to make out with her or anything, but
I was not implying make out.
Sure, Kate.
I was implying bringing holiday treats or sitting on the front porch and having iced tea and just being like, so Granny, when are you giving up the Buick?
Yeah.
No implication of open mouth kissing.
Okay. Oh, and then the other nice thing is that, first off, you kind of mentioned it already. They're not putting a ton of miles on their vehicles. It's not like they're doing cross-country trips or anything in those cars. And talk about going well below the speed limit. They're not exactly doing rough driving either on it. So, yes, befriend a little old lady. She doesn't need to perish, but, well, you never know. Make sure her family members know how great you are to her, just in case. Thanks, Kate.
I was going to say, I'm going to let you keep going because I'm not part of this.
Okay. I think I'm out. I'm kidding. Please don't complain. Or do. Whatever. You do you.
Matt, are you planning any trips in the new year?
Yes. In fact, I'm going to visit a friend in Portland later this month. And I'm going to Vegas if the National Association of Broadcasters convention doesn't get canceled again, and that's in April.
Okay. Have you booked your trips yet then?
Yes.
Okay. So if you are planning on any other trips and booking air travel, timing is everything. So a while back, experts thought that Tuesday was the best day to buy, but recently they're seeing better deals on Sunday evenings. So booking saves 5% on domestic flights and 10% internationally if you book on a Sunday.
If you book your flight for a Sunday?
No.
If you're physically at your computer on a Sunday and you book your flight?
Yes. And
it doesn't matter what date your flight is in the future?
According to this Reader's Digest article, maybe. Friday is fly day. The ideal day to start a domestic trip is at the end of a week, leaving on a Friday instead of a Monday, which used to be considered the cheapest day to fly. But that's going to yield you savings of more than 15%, according to Expedia.
Interesting.
Yeah. Early bird gets the deal. The earlier you can leave, the better. The first flight of the day is not only the cheapest, but it's usually the least crowded. Never, ever take the last flight, though. You don't want to get stuck for the night in the airport due to bad weather.
Yeah, when I booked that initial flight to NAB before it got canceled, that flight was set for 5 a.m. or something, something stupid in retrospect, because even though we get up early each day, I'm so paranoid. I don't fly enough to feel confident in my abilities to show up too close to the flight time. You know what I mean?
Really? Just you?
Right. I feel like I want to be at the airport a couple hours before.
Yeah, I don't know. Like back in the day when I flew more and it was just me, I could handle the early flights because I was only responsible for me, you know? Now when there's 3 other people that I'm trying to drag along or get going or be responsible for, I feel like those early flights are almost like it is worth to pay more money to fly a little bit later.
Sure.
But I'm like, gosh, why can't you guys get it together? Could save $30.
Yeah, just me by myself. Yeah, just me by myself. I was regretting. I was like, maybe I should have done 6 a.m. instead.
Yeah.
There's a big difference between 3 a.m. and 4 a.m. if I'm arriving at the airport a couple hours before the flight.
I agree.
And the main reason I want to arrive a couple hours before the flight isn't because I want to physically be in the airport at that time. It's in case run into issues on the highway or whatever on the way there.
Yeah.
I think. I don't know, and KCI has been pretty good, getting in and out of for as long as I can remember. Be interesting to see what happens once they open up the new airport.
Yeah, I think holiday travel is kind of crazy at KCI, but for the most part, I would fly KCI compared to other airports any day of the week. I just feel like it's way easier. Low maintenance.
Yeah, it is, especially if you're a Kansas City resident.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure how many layovers happen in Kansas City on the way to another place. I think that's been one of the biggest complaints is, with the multiple security checkpoints, is there's no common food court area. And
right.
So not as many fun restaurants were there.
Right. Those gas station sandwiches where it's just like turkey bread
yes.
and cheese. That's $8 inside the terminal, and you're like, oh gosh.
Right. Shrink wrapped.
No thanks. Just eat peanut M&Ms instead.
Hey, yeah, I tell you what, the airport has peanut M&Ms. That's all you need.
Right.
I think so. Maybe Snickers.
Maybe.
Yeah, I feel like those are good items to choose for some protein.
There you go. They also say if you're traveling in 2022, remember for domestic flights, travelers can save more than 10% by flying in January versus traveling in June. And international flights, August is the ideal month to take off when travelers can save almost 20%. So I read that and I started thinking, ooh, let's go somewhere in August.
Where
can we take this show on the road? Can we take the Matt and Kate show to like a beach or
you paying?
Well, can't we save with the studio or the station? I mean, no, that can't be a contest
because they won't.
Where we take winners with us.
Maybe.
Okay. Yeah,
maybe. But do you have a destination in mind?
No.
Okay.
Someplace not cold.
So they're saying if you want to go somewhere internationally from the U.S., August is the time to go?
Yeah.
Which kind of makes sense if you think of school starting up and everything.
Right.
And they don't say necessarily what locale or anything.
Right.
Yeah, I figured not. Huh. Interesting.
I mean, if you are a travel agency in the St. Joe, Kansas City metro area, like to talk about a contest, let's brainstorm.
Yeah. The radio station's number is 233-8881. I don't know Doug's extension off the top of my head, but I have faith you'll be able to make your way to it. Oh, I think 0 for general inquiries will probably get you to him, too.
There we go. There we go.
Thanks, Kate.
Yeah.